This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
It's time for Overrated, Underrated with Ryder and Lisa.
Overrated. Saying you're going to start again on Monday. No, stop it. Because let's say today I have 2 milkshakes for lunch.
Right.
Then I'm going to go, I screwed up. I better start again on Monday. That's a week away.
I'm so bad. You know what I did? So I said, I'm going to start Monday. Guess what I did last night? I ordered pizza for us. Guess what? There's leftover today.
You're having that for lunch.
Absolutely I am. So I'm not starting today.
What you need to do is change that mentality.
Okay.
You need to say, yeah, I'm going to have pizza for lunch, and then I'm going to start right after that. I don't understand why we have this weird obsession with starting on Monday. No, eat that crappy food and then chug some water and pretend it never happened. Start on a Wednesday.
Right.
Overrated saying, I'll start on Monday.
Okay.
Do you agree or do you disagree?
I'm going to...
Especially because you have pizza for lunch today. I feel like you're going to disagree. You're going to be like, no, I think I'm going to start in 7 days.
Yeah, I think maybe next Monday's good. Yeah, I'm going to disagree, actually. Underrated. Rotisserie chicken at the grocery store.
It's $9.
You can buy a regular chicken for $7.99. You pay $1 more. $1 more. It is cooked and seasoned.
I'm 100% agreeing with you because I'm obsessed with the rotisserie chicken. Why is it always perfectly cooked?
So good.
It's
you
juicy.
break it up. You can have quesadillas the next day. You can have whatever you want. It is so good.
Chicken wrap.
Rotisserie chicken at the grocery store, underrated.
You can leave the grocery store and just eat the entire thing in your car.
You know what they do? I was, you know, when you leave and the staff are at the front and they're like, have a good day, and they want to check your bag or whatever. And they're like, that smells so good.
Ooh.
I was like, yeah, they're fresh out of the oven right now.
The staff's like, I'm taking my break and I'm getting my discount on that $9 chicken. I can never bring myself to actually watch Joey Chestnut eating hot dogs every July 4th.
He just hammer times.
This is his 14th year in a row of winning.
Come on.
He devoured 76 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes during Nathan's famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest. What could you inhale at a world record rate? That is the question this morning. Before we get into that, I have a tip.
Okay.
I've talked about this on our show before, but I think it's worth mentioning again. If there is an opening slot for you to get in on a pizza eating contest,
Yeah.
sign up.
Okay.
Don't be intimidated. Just get up there.
Okay.
And when they say 3, 2, 1, go, you just take your time. Because guess what? You just got a free pizza. You can take it home.
I don't think, you can't
they give you a full pizza. They give you a full pizza, Johnny.
But they're not giving you a takeout box.
It's already in the box. They give you a box of pizza. And then if you don't finish it, especially after COVID, what are they going to do with it? You take it home with you.
No.
Yes.
No,
I've done it before.
They're not going to let you take it home.
I've done it before and I'll do it again. Okay, Johnny, what do you think that you could win like a world record for when it comes to eating?
Caesar salad. 4 romaine hearts. I can hammer that in 5 minutes. Less than 2 minutes.
Are there croutons?
Croutons would slow me down. Mm-hmm. So the croutons need to be small.
What else is a factor here? Is it a creamy dressing or a vinaigrette? Creamy
dressing is fine. Bacon bits, if they're simulated, for sure. If they're real, little more tough.
What is a simulated bacon bit?
Salt nuggets.
Little salty nugs.
What are they?
I have no idea. Is it not just dried up bacon? No,
I think it's soy with bacon flavoring. I think
I can taste a fake bacon bit right now in my mouth, and you're right. It's like a little powdery once you bite into it. They really do add to a salad.
But when somebody makes a Caesar salad, I'm like, what are you guys eating? Because like I'll hammer time the whole bowl.
Buffalo chicken dip.
What?
I don't even need a chip. I could eat that with my bare hands.
Just spoon it in.
It's so good. Powdered donuts, great answer in on the text line. I actually had a friend growing up who I would go to her house after school, and her older sister would be sitting on the couch watching Maury, classic, eating mayonnaise out of the jar, like with a spoon. With a spoon, Johnny.
No.
Not even putting it on anything.
It has to be on bread or something. No. Oh, my buddy doesn't swallow his pasta, or doesn't chew his pasta. Pasta just goes in and Just
I've heard of this before, but only with craft dinner, where people just inhale it. Everything?
He was like rolling his noodles on the fork. You know how you do that, right?
Yeah.
And just puts it in. Gone.
I'm worried about his bowel movements. You should text him and ask him if he's okay right now.
Tell me something
Good. For Gabriella Cruz Boudoir and Photography. Be your beautiful self and discover the art of boudoir at GabriellaCruz.ca.
Ryder is off today. Johnny Jasno is filling in. You got to tell me some good story for us today.
I got one.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. Okay. Mine is out of northern Saskatchewan, and it involves me.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Driving home yesterday, I went on a little fishing trip. It was awesome. And driving home, and I see something on the highway ahead of us, and I was like, what is that? It looked like, I don't even know, it looked like, from far away, it looked like an ostrich. Like, it looked huge. And I was like,
Yes.
What is this? So we pull up slowly, and it's two cranes, a mommy crane and a daddy crane, and two little baby cranes following behind it. And the baby cranes can't fly.
No.
They're walking across, like they're on the corner, like the side of the street, and they want to get across. You can tell they're doing the like little back and forth. So I stop in park, get out, stop the traffic behind me, stop the traffic on the other side.
Oh my God, you're a hero.
And I let the crane family cross the road.
And you know what? They probably been waiting 2 weeks to cross the road because the pavement was too hot for so long. I love that story.
I've never seen a crane before either. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the bird was. I had to look it up.
I actually saw a tweet recently from someone in Edmonton being like, do we have cranes here? And then all the people in the comments were like, yeah, they're actually quite common. I've never seen one.
Oh, they're awesome.
Okay, my story today is out of Oklahoma.
Okay.
It's about a young man named Dante Franklin who walks 17 miles every single day to and from work. He's a Wild Wings cook, a Buffalo Wild Wings cook. His mother actually passed away 4 years ago. And he said that's where he gets his worth ethic from. He said...
That's how many kilometers?
27 kilometers.
27K.
Every single day, back and forth. Yep. So... there was a man who saw him walking in the sweltering heat. This man's name is Michael, and he picked him up. He's like, where are you going? And that's when he found out that this guy walks every single day to and from work just to make ends meet.
Wow.
So Michael drops him off at home. And even in the picture, like, he's sweating so much, this guy.
Bet.
He gets home, shares the story on Facebook, and says, let's raise some money to get this guy a vehicle. They ended up getting him a vehicle, but not only that, $52,000 has been raised for him.
No!
How amazing is that story?
Insurance, gas, everything paid.
It's got everything. I love it.
Love it. That is your Telling Me Something Good.
Play 107. It's Lisa and Johnny Jasno who is filling in for Ryder. Thank you for being in here.
Yeah, no problem.
So early on a Monday. I appreciate you. Yeah. We wanted to discuss some camping hacks. It is that time of year. I mean, there's probably a lot of people that are just getting back from camping that have some amazing tips for us to share with the audience. Maybe you're leaving soon. What is your go-to camping hack?
I just got back from a little trip northern Saskatchewan, and this is what we did. It was so hot, right?
Loving your tan lines, by the way.
Mad tan line. It's terrible. It was so hot, so we're in the middle of the lake on the boat. I'm like, we need to cool off. We need to just jump in the lake, but obviously you don't want to just go down. So we put life jackets on upside down like diapers and did them up, and you jump in and you just bob there. You just bob in the water. And you know how a life jacket usually will ride up if you're wearing it normally?
Totally.
Yeah, you wear it down below and you just bob in the water perfectly. It's awesome.
No wedgie?
No wedgie. Have a couple drinks, relax in the water, splash.
I love that. Yeah. I love a good camping hack just because to me, camping is so inconvenient.
What?
I hate it, but I'll do it. Like, I'll go, but I'll tell you one thing, and I have a confession.
Okay.
I have never, in my 31 years of living on this earth, helped with tear down or set up of a tent. I am so good at forking, aka fake working.
Right.
I will pretend that I'm busy doing something else the entire time that other people are struggling to get the tent up. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Oh, I'm just going to help organize this over here. I'll be right there. And then next thing you know, boom, it's already up. Done.
You're one of those people.
I have never helped in my life. So that's my camping tip. Is pretend you have to go to the bathroom, or you're like checking things out, or maybe there's some dogs that are there. Take the dogs for a walk. Whatever you can do to avoid the actual hard work. That's what I support.
It takes 5 minutes.
No, it doesn't. Jenny wrote in and she totally agrees with me. Thank you so much for listening. She says, my go-to is I go with my parents so I can sleep in their trailer and then it's less work for me all around. One of these days, though, karma's going to catch up to me and I'm going to have to set one up all by myself for other people.
We should do like a time lapse of you doing one.
No.
In the backyard.
Johnny.
Here's a tent. Go.
I'd break it.
Come on.
And tents are very expensive. I read about these hacks where people are so smart that they will pack their breakfast by cracking the eggs beforehand and putting them in a water bottle, even with like the milk and the cheese and the seasoning. And then it's just ready to go. You put it in the ice. And then when you get to the campsite, you don't have to worry about cracked eggs and no mess. I know. I just think that is so smart.
Like a take-along omelet.
Exactly.
Ready to go.
I've seen a couple texts rolling in on a tip that I learned that I think is just so smart. Alexis said, I freeze a 24 case of water and use them instead of ice in my coolers. It keeps all of my packaging in good condition. Plus, you get to drink cold water for a better part of the weekend.
I bet you we bought, not even joking, 15 bags of ice during our duration camping this past weekend.
You don't have to if you just freeze your water bottles.
We got Forrest on the phone, and he has a camping hack.
Okay, he better have a camping hack. His name is Forrest.
What's yours?
I actually learned this hack from, what's the guy's name? Survivor Man or whatever his name is on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said if you're going camping or hiking, always wear a pair of socks that has the bunched up cotton or whatever on the outside. And he said that it's best to wear socks like that because then you've got the cotton, and if you need to start an emergency fire, you can pick it off your sock and use it.
Whoa!
Have you ever taken your sock off and started a fire?
I haven't taken my sock off, but I've taken the cotton or whatever, the balled up cotton off the outside to start a fire.
You have done it?
Yeah.
See, I thought you were going to say you need that sock to wipe your butt. But equally as awesome.
That takes me to part two, no pun intended.
We love to complain on Mondays. Let's get it off of our chest and then we'll try to be optimistic for the rest of the week. So what is something that you want to complain about? I'm going to go first if you don't mind.
Sure.
I have been going back to the gym. Now, the gym that I go to has a trainer that walks around and helps. It's a class, right? I'd like to complain about that. The trainers...
You complain about the trainer or the gym?
Not specifically the people
or the workout.
Or the gym. The gym is fantastic.
Okay.
The workout is also amazing. I can barely walk today. My reason that I want to complain is I kind of miss working out alone at home where I'm doing everything wrong.
Oh.
And it's less difficult because my form is wrong.
You're doing it the easy way at home.
I'm doing it the easy way, taking a lot of breaks, a lot of naps, pausing the workout to lay in bed for a little bit here and there. Whereas at the gym where there's trainers who are excited to be back to work, which is so great, they are on it, correcting my form, telling me to squeeze my butt, not to move my hips too much.
If you're doing squats, lower. Lisa, lower.
And then they're telling me to go all the way back up and then down again and then pulse. Make it worth your time, Lisa. And I'm like, can you go away? Can you quit watching me? As soon as they turn their backs, I take breaks. I am so done. And I get that it's so worth it in the end. But in the moment, I'm like, go away. So yeah, I'm complaining about amazing trainers.
We're just trying to get you healthy. I am sick and tired of going to the gas pump and people doing it wrong.
How do you do a gas pump wrong?
Number one, it all flows. You all go in the one way and all exit one way. So many people are coming from the other way. And
what if you've never been to that gas station before?
Just look at the flow. Look at the flow. Number two, when you get to the pump itself and you put your card in, you do your stuff, don't leave your vehicle running. So many people, especially when it was hot last week, turn it off. It takes you 5 minutes to fill up. You don't need to leave your vehicle on.
What is the issue if you leave your vehicle?
I don't want to blow up today.
I've always turned mine off, but I've never known why.
Apparently you can blow up. So I don't want to blow up.
The only time that I've ever seen or heard of a situation where there was an issue with that was that scene in Zoolander.
Right. Well,
when they're playing with the gasoline. But other than that, I don't know if it's a big deal.
And then number three, your jerry can. So many people for their lawnmowers are taking it for their Sea-Doos or wherever.
Are they called cherry cans because they're red?
Jerry.
Cherry cans. I'm sticking
Lisa,
with it.
They're filling them up inside their vehicle. One was in the backseat. Guy's filling up his jerry can.
What's wrong with that?
No!
What is that going to do?
Gas everywhere. In your car. Fumes. Bad.
Johnny.
No.
You sound like a grumpy old man. take your maple walnut ice cream and get the hell out of here with your attitude. Just kidding. I love Complaint Corner. Thanks for listening.
I love maple walnut ice cream.
I know you do. Are you into pimple popping videos?
Very cool.
Jonny likes the cyst ones, and I am unwell this morning. I'm unwell.
Like, I'm so into it. I know what's going to happen.
Why? What is the satisfaction there? What is it? Because it must hurt the person that they're doing it to. So
they freeze. They'll freeze the area.
Do you watch the needle going in when they freeze it too?
Freeze
That's sickening.
And then she takes that little scalpel and she goes, shh. It's mayhem after that. And
so are you telling me that there is specifically a Dr. Pimple Popper person that is making money off of these videos? Are they?
Yeah, she had her show on TLC or A&E or whatever, and now she put all those clips on YouTube and is making bank.
Okay.
It's crazy. It's awesome.
Sarah texted in saying, hell yes. The more infected, the better. If you're listening right now and you're like me and you are disturbed by this, you are not alone. We are this earth is just covered in freaks.
Oh, it is.
Jasmine is gagging. Okay, we don't have to talk about the pimple popping anymore, but I do want to know what is oddly satisfying to you. I told Jonny what mine is, and he doesn't understand it.
Okay, lay it on me again.
It's Kylie Jenner's voice, which is something called ASMR, which stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, which is the response that your body makes, that tingling sensation that typically begins in your scalp and moves to the back of your neck and upper spine. And it can happen when you just hear something really satisfying. It could have started when you were in elementary, when there was someone in your class that had a really calming voice. Kylie Jenner does it for me.
It's important to do this after your bronzer, right at the edge, and then I kind of blend it out, and then I do the side of my forehead.
I can't even hear what she's saying.
It doesn't matter.
A 3, right? Real quick, we were actually at Disney World with my whole family a long time ago.
Why is she talking about Disney World out of nowhere? She's doing makeup than Disney World?
Well, it's a compilation.
I'm gonna try one of my new glosses
of ASMR sounds.
Might not. Now I'm gonna do some highlighter. I'm using salted caramel.
Oh,
speak up!
No, salted caramel.
Speak up.
I want her to say that on repeat. And I sound like such a weirdo when I say that I love it, but I really do.
I think I got it here on repeat for you.
Caramel.
Adam wrote in saying, all right, oddly satisfying. I watch horse hooves being shaved down and cleaned up, and I live for it.
What? I've never seen that before. Oh, another one I like, throwing things out. Oh,
what do you mean, throwing things out?
If you have to clean out the fridge or the freezer, and you just I've moved these frozen blueberries 40 times. They're gone. Boom, in the garbage. Oh, it feels so good.
Jonny, that's a waste of food.
I understand that, but it feels so good to throw things.
You know, you would be on brand or on board since you love Dr. Pimple Popper. I'm assuming you also watched Hoarders, because I bet that's satisfying.
Oh, chuck it all.
The before and afters.
Bring the dumpster. Let's go.
Now, when I wanted to discuss things that were oddly satisfying, I didn't think we would go into this rabbit hole of disgustingly satisfying.
We're deep now.
We are deep into the rabbit hole of people just being so brutally honest about oddly satisfying things, like Magda saying, I love peeling the skin off of my sunburns.
Oh, that's right up there with scabs.
No, who's picking their scabs? That's your body literally making its own Band-Aid. And it did all of this work. All of your cells are working so hard to cover up this open wound, and then you're just going to rip it off? How selfish of you. Jonny Jasno, who, by the way, is filling in for Ryder this morning. Matthew texted in saying, I live for chiropractor videos on YouTube, especially Y-strap ones. And I don't even want to know what that means.
I think they put it around your shoulders and they really give a good crack to your back. Have you been to a chiropractor before?
I have, and I scream every time.
You don't like it?
The worst.
You don't like the
worst
sound?
Client.
You don't like the sound, or
everything about it?
Oh.
Everything about the chiropractor. When he goes to crack my neck, he purposely distracts me.
Yeah, he talks about puppies.
Yeah,
or
he'll be like, so what's new? And I go, ah! And I scream, and then I walk out. When I walk out, I have to apologize to everyone in the waiting room. That's how bad it is. Chelsea wrote in saying, when you cut wrapping paper and get that perfect scissor glide, Kate, people like Chelsea just live for Christmas and birthdays because they get to cut the wrapping paper.
But you can't have cheap wrapping paper.
No, you can't get the dollar store stuff. I'm sorry. It's got to be the legit thick. It's so good. Now, what I find to be really interesting is how many of our listeners are texting in about how much they enjoy watching videos of people organizing their fridge.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
And I've seen that on TikTok, and I agree it is oddly satisfying. But I don't understand how somebody always has such a clean, empty fridge at the beginning. Like, where's your half-empty mustards? Why don't you have 6 half-empty mustard containers in your fridge like the rest of us? This is not relatable.
Berries molding in the back.
We got Jasmine on the phone. What is something that is oddly satisfying to you?
So I will take tweezers and dig my cuticles out. And like the longer the skin that I can pull the length of my nail bed, the better.
I love
But sometimes it hurts so good, and it's almost like an addiction, and I'll start like bleeding. And then, when you start cooking, the lemon juice gets in there, and it's like the worst pain ever. But I can't stop. I've been doing it for years.
How's your stomach?
I will take tweezers.
Gross. Very interesting situation shook down with your wife.
Man, she did a Ancestry.com test, I guess, or 23andMe, you know those, right? Where you have to spit in the thing, you send it in, and they give you back your results.
I've never done that before, but I'm very intrigued because the amount of stories that come out of things from people's past.
So you get the app, and it kicks back information like a couple weeks later. The first thing she found out, she's 49% German, and they don't really have, she had no clue that she...
Oh, wow.
That there's German in her family. No clue. Then people started reaching out to her saying, oh, I think you're my third cousin. Do you know this person and that person? And oh, yeah, you connected. And they're all over the world, right? Because they all take the test and the DNA matches, this and that, right?
So cool.
Yeah. And this is probably a couple of years ago. And every couple months, she'll get somebody messaging her.
Still.
Yeah.
So you keep the app just in case people come across you. Okay.
Yep. Last night, all of a sudden goes, ding. I was like, what's that sound? She's like, that's my Ancestry. And I was like, oh, this guy writes, I think you're my daughter. What?
No. How do you respond to that?
Exactly. She didn't. She's like, what do I say? I'm like, I don't know. Clearly not. She has dad.
But
right?
Does she know?
I don't know.
Because you hear stories about this all the time from those DNA tests, man, where you think your family is your family and then you discover they're not.
I think you're my daughter.
I think a lot of people would be astonished to see their true genetic family tree. Historically, you could be from a family that left a baby on a firefighter doorstep, like a fire station doorstep. You don't know. I think it's so mind-boggling. What an interesting situation.
She did not respond.
No.
And she doesn't know, so she's going to do some more digging now.
If anyone else has done one of these DNA tests and had a crazy outcome or a message, or you learned something wild about your family, we want to hear about it.
I have a new father-in-law.
Well, you know what sucks? Now you got to go through the whole thing again. Is this guy going to like me?
Yeah.
Lisa on Play 107.
I think that there is is it tall tale sign? What's that proper sentence?
Tall tale signs.
Tall tale sign that it's going to work out with somebody. May it be a new love interest, maybe a new friend in your world. If you can get along with someone or not.
This is it.
This is it.
Okay.
How they talk to their smart devices. So that includes Alexis, your Google Home, whatever. How they treat them is very important.
Like you're saying tone?
Tone. And also, if you can vibe with how they talk to small animals.
Right.
Pets, creatures, even a critter.
Okay.
Very important. And how they communicate with kids. Now, hear me out. All three of those things. I feel like you can tell a lot.
It's a game changer.
About somebody and their roots, where they came from, what they're all about.
So if
they're polite, if you can handle the way that they baby talk to an animal,
right,
you're golden. But if you're instantly annoyed, you might as well just lose their number.
Oh, who's my little boo-boo?
But that should be cute to you because you're on brand with it.
Right.
If you can handle that, or even the way that they speak with kids, that is so important. So I think they need to pass the test of how they talk to their smart speaker.
So, yo, Alexa, play 107 Edmonton.
Exactly. That's
bad.
I hope that just turned on somebody's radio right now. Hello. Welcome to the show. And that wasn't bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's when they're rude.
Oh.
When they start calling her like the B word.
She never listens to me.
Or an a-hole. Yeah, because you're not nurturing your relationship with your device.
Right. Okay. I get you.
And I don't care how loud, high-pitched your voice is when you speak to animals. I want to know that you care about animals.
Right.
I don't care.
Like when I rescued the cranes yesterday.
Exactly. How did you talk to them?
I was like, let's go, guys. Shoo, shoo. Off the road. Come on.
But that was so sweet of you to do that.
Let's go.
But even if you were like, come here, my little boo-boos, to a crane, I would be like, yes, that's my friend Jonny. So now I need everybody listening to, if you're in a fresh relationship, maybe you're going on a first date soon, maybe there's a new coworker, you want to see if you can vibe with them. Test them.
See how they react.
Bring a kitten to work. We'll see how this plays out.
Play 107.
Mandy wrote in saying, thank you. My family keeps asking me why I say please after I ask Alexa to do something.
Yes.
Because I have manners. Captain Crunch texted in saying, I started seeing a girl once and she told me, don't baby talk to your dog. That's so unattractive.
Really?
Let's just say I'm single and I still have the most cutesy wootsy little pupper in the world.
Love it.
Okay.
So good.
On this topic, I feel like now that I've said this philosophy, our listeners need to know if they can vibe with you and I, Jonny.
Sure.
So let's hear it. I want to hear how you talk to Reese, your puppy.
Yeah, she's a 5-year-old Labradoodle. As soon as she hears the key in the door, she knows I'm home.
Okay, so keys in the door, turning, and I can hear, action.
Reese, I'm home. How's your day? Did you go for a walk? Were you good for mom? Were you in trouble? Big stretch.
See, the stretch is a bit much for me. I'm just kidding. No. See, it's real. You genuinely care about the stretch.
And then she has to rip down the hallway, go get a toy, and bring me a toy to like show off to me. I'm like, oh, yeah, your little squirrel. Fun. Let's play with your squirrel.
It's a squirrel.
Yeah, she plays with a squirrel.
Okay, ready for mine?
Okay.
Who's your baby? Who's a little baby? Hey, boo-boos. Who's a good boy? Are you a good boy?
Is he wagging his tail?
Who's your baby?
At that time, is he like just wagging his tail like crazy?
Oh, yeah.
Just so jacked.
And like the classic, what you said, oh, good stretch.
Nice stretch.
Good stretch. It's interesting because right now I'm kind of blanking. Because when you do it, it's so in the moment. I'm like, what do I say to dogs?
I always ask her how her day is.
I always call them horse. I don't think you've learned about the word horse yet. Ryder and I, our listeners know. Every animal is a horsey.
Okay.
But you don't say horsey, you say hisses.
Oh.
So you go, hey, little hisses. It's a whole thing. We're all weird. Who cares? Jonny is from Saskatchewan. I'm just finding myself constantly surrounded by people that live in Saskatchewan, including our listeners. Like there is a very high percentage of our listeners that are either from Saskatchewan. They listen from Saskatchewan. Shane just wrote in and made us laugh so hard. Shane wrote, Jonny, you're a fellow Flatlander.
That's right.
I'm on my way there right now for holidays. I assume you know Gary. I'll say hi to him for you.
Gary? Love Gary.
There's only one Gary in Saskatchewan. Is that how it works?
He brings the pill over. We have a good time.
So I'm from a city. I'm from St. Albert. I'm a city girl through and through. But Jonny has made up pretty much what I would call like a BuzzFeed quiz. So if you're also from the city, I think that you should try and answer these questions as well. And let's all find out just how farm we are.
Okay, number 1. Have you ever driven a tractor? Of any kind, I'll even go. Lawn tractor counts.
No.
Come on. You haven't been on
Never. Okay.
Okay.
Next question.
1. Have you ever tossed a bale of hay?
No.
Can you
lift them?
Yes, you can lift them.
But there's mice in them, I hear.
No.
Mice live in them.
Okay.
Snakes.
Next, over 2. Have you ever been in a small town parade?
In the parade?
Like you're in the parade with your tractor. Oh, you didn't drive a tractor. On your bike. Have you ever and then you decorated up your bike?
No.
Okay.
Whew. 0 for 3.
Okay. Let's go for machinery. How much does a combine cost?
$4,000. $40,000. Is that more accurate?
Keep going.
$120,000.
Keep going.
$300,000.
There we go. 300 to 500,000. Depends how fancy your combine is. Next, have you ever played cow patty bingo?
What is that?
It's where you make a big like grid on the ground, and then you put a cow in, and you bet
a real cow?
Yeah, it's just fine. And you place money on where the cow is going to go, and where.
Wow, sounds riveting. Next.
Have you ever picked eggs from a chicken coop?
No.
Come on.
I haven't got a single answer.
Okay, I won't even go as far as milking a cow on the next one. Have you ever touched a cow, like petted a cow?
No. So I'm just 100% city through and through.
Have you ever picked peaches?
No.